Hello and welcome back to Suspended Information. I'm your host, Dennis Patholkis, and this is Titans, Season 2, Episode 9, Atonement. Welcome, everybody. And before I get started, I'm going to take care of a little bit of business first. Um, if you like what you see here, hit the subscribe button, hit the like, share, and subscribe. Also, if you want to know when I'm going to be on live again next, you can hit the bell down below. It's a 50-50 chance of YouTube actually notifying you, which most likely that's the reason why nobody's in the room at the moment. But actually just one person's in the room. I take that back. Um, you can also go to my website, suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule up there. I change it out every Monday, and it's also on my Facebook page. I also have a Facebook group chat you guys can go into and post stuff and talk amongst yourselves. And let's see, I have a Twitter, I have an Instagram, and I also have a Patreon page, but I don't have a tier set up as of yet, which will be happening at the end of this year, beginning of next year. So, uh, spoiler alert, I am going to spoil the shit out of the episode. If you have not seen the episode, go and watch it. Come on back. This will be a video. You can comment down below in the comment section. Thank you, Viking Bitch, for the brand new paddle. So, yeah, and you're probably going to hear demons spawn outside because why the fuck not? So, I don't know what to say about Titans, quite honestly, anymore. I can't defend it really. It every time it takes a step forward, it takes 3 steps back. This happens to be one of them. I was taking a look at to see who the writer was on this one, and it's some dude who literally has 2 credits, including this episode, to his name. The last one was an episode of a TV show called Life as a Mermaid back in 2016. So if that gives you any indication of how bad this episode is. It's not season 1 bad, it's not Akiva Goldsman bad, because fuck, you have to be blind, stinking drunk while you're writing the entire script in order to be that bad. But, this one's pretty bad. Um, so let's get started, shall we? Yeah, so basically Dick comes clean to everyone about lying to them about Jericho all this time, and, that Jericho wasn't dead when he got to the church, that, and basically Hank punches him out. Jason leaves. He's like, "Fuck this." Rose leaves because she, of course, rightfully so, blames him for her brother's death. Donna leaves because she's wondering what other lies he's got, and Rachel asks if she can go with her. And she's like, "All right." And Hank and Don are finally like, "Yeah, fuck this. We're out of here too." The other ones left is Gar. And Gar's like, "Okay, yeah, you're a dick. You kind of made a dick move here." And Corey's still there too, but she gets a text from Fade telling her to meet, that they need to talk, and that he's downstairs. He's finally gotten out of the ship. And so she needs to leave as well. And Dick's like, "You too?" She's like, "I gotta tie up some loose ends, man." And so everyone leaves except for Gar. Because Gar really doesn't have any place to go. What's he gonna go back to the Doom Patrol mansion? Doom Mansion? No, he's not gonna go back there. So although he should, because it is a better show, and he'd probably get written some actual parts in there and be explored and all that kind of crap, unlike what's going on with this series. Quite frankly, I'd rather have Gar go back over to Doom Patrol, and so we can actually have him, be fleshed out a bit. My God, it sounds like bloody murder out there. I'm sorry right now. I'm gonna apologize because these little fuckers outside are gonna scream their goddamn heads off. So Fade meets up with Corey and tells him that Blackfire has sent people to kill them. He's a little bit banged up. Is what's going on there? And that basically she's killed all of Starfire's court. So that's the reason why she is now queen. She's become queen. And Starfire is pretty pissed. And Fade pretty much tells her, you know what, all you got left to do is run. And she goes, no, 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 I don't think so. She goes, basically, we're going to go back to the ship, go back there. I'm going to kick her ass. And Fade's like, that'd be nice, but the ship's been burned up too. But they got to go over to Fade's ship now and repair that ship to get back. So Donna is pissed at Dick, of course. Donna's in the back seat of an Uber with with Rachel. So they've all separated out into twos in the cars in these Uber cars. And Donna again, like I said, is pissed at Dick for keeping secrets. And Rachel's like, "You were there, and you did the same thing. You didn't tell us any of this shit that was going on." And uh, Donna's like, yeah, but it's a little bit different." And Rachel thinks about it for a second while they're stuck in traffic and uses her powers to pin Donna and then gets out of the car and takes off. So yeah, Rachel's on her own again. Gar, in the meantime, is trying to stop Dick now from leaving because Dick is going to leave. And Dick's like, you know what? You're in charge. Look after Connor. When he wakes up, give Bruce a call because more than likely he's going to want to meet Superman. And Connor's going to want to meet Superman, of course. And he'll be back soon, is what he says. And basically keep the faith. And Garth's like, okay, great. So we see Gar, we go through a montage of Gar waking up, and the first day is all great and everything, and he's reading to Connor and all that stuff. And uh, then, as the days go on and it's the same shit day after day, he gets progressively more bored because he's a teenager. He doesn't want to sit in the damn tower by himself. And yeah, he gets more and more disillusioned. Don and Hank, in the meantime, have moved back to Wyoming and they're fixing up an old cabin out in the woods. And Hank is getting grumpy, of course. So Don's like, let's go hose yourself down since the shower doesn't work and we're going to town. Connor ends up waking up finally, and Gar tells him, how he got to Titan's Tower. And Connor doesn't know what the hell Titan's Tower is or what the Titans are for that matter. And then Gar, of course, tells him what the Titans are and, that they were supposed to do good and all that kind of stuff. He just explains who they are to Connor. And then Gar says, you know what, just a minute. I got to go take care of something. He goes down to the control room and he starts making a call to Bruce. And then he hangs up for some reason. Yeah. So I don't know what's going on with that there. Because again, the writing in this episode sucks quite greatly. Fade and Corey, in the meantime, are out in the middle of nowhere. And she goes in to go get snacks because he wants ranch corn nuts and a yoo-hoo, which sounds like the most disgusting fucking combination on this earth. And as he's filling up the gas tank, something splats in the side of his neck and then crawls into his ear and takes him over. We see his eyes white out. And so obviously he's gotten something taking control of his body. So Gar gives Connor a tour of the tower, and they end up in the gym. And Gar says, "This is where I spend most of my time and all that stuff." And we see him punching on the heavy bag and everything. And he tells Connor to give it a try. And Connor takes one shot at it and puts his hand right through the bag. Yeah, I've never understood YooHoo either. Pen Farm Girl. It To me it looks like muddy water is what it looks like. And I remember tasting it once, and that's pretty much what it tastes like. So with slight chocolate flavoring, but you can't get past the ass taste. So Hank and Don, in the meantime, are in a karaoke bar, and they do a mean rendition of "Ain't No Mountain High Enough." And quite honestly, I thought that's what the show was going to turn into, is it was going to turn into a musical at this point, because quite honestly, that was the best scene that was going on so far that we got was them singing, and everyone's into it and everything, and they start making out. They leave and they're making out in the parking lot, and Don wants to do it in the car, and this woman comes over and says, I know who you are. You didn't think that we wouldn't recognize you with a stupid name, stupid fake names. She goes, I'm Ellis's sister. And she's, of course, pissed at them for his death. And then Hank blows up at her and goes, no, fuck you, lady. He goes, your boyfriend was the one that introduced him to heroin and got him hooked in the first place. Then where were you when he was getting sober? That's right. You were in jail. You were in lockup. We were the ones that had to deal with them. And she's like, well, you know what? I'm here now. And basically, I'm going to be on you guys 24/7. I'm going to keep bothering you. And what was he used to say to Ellis? One day at a time. That's pretty much what I'm going to do to you, is what she does. Yeah. So Gar, in the meantime, is watching. They're playing video games, and then he dies. Gar dies. His character dies, but Connor ends up using both his intellect, his Lex Luthor intellect, and his super speed to beat the game. Gar has never beaten the game before, and is very, kind of incredulous about this whole thing. And then Gar asks Connor, he goes, "Hey, do you want to join the Titans?" And he goes, "I thought that was for superheroes." He goes, "I haven't done anything." And he goes, "No, that's you're actually what we're looking for," kind of thing. And Connor then warns him, "You know what? I've got another side to me that's not very good." And Gar tells him, "You know what? We all have that other side." So yeah. Yeah. So Dick ends up showing up at Adele's house. Adele is Jericho's mother, and mother, or actually Adele, I guess Jericho and Rose's mother, because we didn't see young Rose with them during that whole thing. So who knows what the fuck if Rose is someone else's has another mother, but Slade is her father anyway. I don't know, because of course they didn't show this. And he wants to talk to her, and he wants to get forgiveness for her from her. He tells her that he's sorry, that he used Jericho to get to Slade and it was wrong and everything. And she's like, "No, you just want to feel better about yourself," is what she says. And you're not getting that forgiveness. You're not getting it from me. She goes, "Usually I'm a forgiving person, but no, you're not getting that forgiveness from me." And she goes, "I have nothing but pain for you." She goes, "But maybe if you go down the hall into that room, they will have it." She actually says they may have the forgiveness that you're looking for, kind of thing. And at first I thought it was Rose and Jason that were down there, but no, it's Slade. And yeah, Slade is basically saying that um, you know, he taught basically that Dick threw his family into the ocean, so he separated Dick from his family, the Titans, and that he has sentenced Dick to live alone, is what he says, because he still hasn't accepted responsibility for what he did to Jericho, is what's going on. And he tells him, he goes, you know, basically, Dick says to Slade, he goes, "You didn't deserve Jericho." He goes, "None of us did." He goes, "He was better than all of us, and we all let him down." And then Slade starts getting ill, or starts coughing and grabbing onto his chest, which I think was happened because of Starfire. I don't know what's actually happened, because again, it's not shown in the writing as to what happened. And Adele tells him it's time for him to go, and Slade's like, "No, wait," kind of thing. And he tells Dick, "You know what? You came there to pay your debt, but there is no forgiveness here. And if you put the Titans back together, even for a weekend, I'll kill you all." That's what he basically says. And Dick just kind of looks at him, turns, and walks out. So yeah, kind of a dick move all the way around on everybody's part. So Gar ends up showing Connor San Francisco and tells Connor, his job is to protect the people, like the old Titans did. He goes, "We never got out because Dick wouldn't let us out. We were always training." And Connor hears some guy saying, "Hey, stop hurting me." And he sees two guys roughing up a third guy, and he uses a super speed to go over, and we see it's two cops arresting somebody, and they push him up against the car. And Connor, of course, not knowing any better, starts beating the shit out of the cops. And Gar tells him no, but he's into it at this point. So he knocks out the two cops. Some more cops show up. Uh, then Connor has a PTSD flashback from the Luther farm of the cops that came in and tried, taking him down. And he starts going ape shit on those cops. And Crypto joins in too. And I don't know if Crypto killed the cop or not, but I'm thinking that he did, because he jumped up on top of a cop, and I heard a and I heard a crunch. So it sounded like he ripped out a cop's throat. Not known for sure on that one. Gar just pretty much runs as Connor starts burning down police cars as they're coming at him. So Fade and Corey are in a restaurant. He's not eating anything. She's noticed this, and she's she starts eating his fries, and he wants to talk up about Blackfire and how Blackfire is so nice and all this stuff. And she's reminding him that, Blackfire wanted you castrated after we slept together the first time. And then how Blackfire is actually weak, that they actually had to shorten courses for her, and she had no friends if it wasn't for Corey. And Fade talks about this wedding that, Starfire mentioned somebody's hair, and she was actually mean. And Corey's like, okay, yeah, but you know what? Um, so what do you want me to be? Co-queens with her kind of thing? And she goes, no, I think actually I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna start a revolution. And basically burn this bitch to the ground, is what she says. So we go back, and Hank is sitting in his car, and Don's like, well, what are you doing? He's like, I've been out here all night, didn't sleep. And he goes, I told you I never wanted to come back to this town. And he goes, and she goes, well, we can go anyplace else. She goes, just pick a point on the map, use a dart. And he goes, it's not the location. He goes, it's us. He goes, we met in, a group setting for survivors of, and he goes, we're defined by loss. We beat people up and we think that we're doing something better. And he goes, it's not healthy. And he says, maybe we should be apart. And she tells him, you know what? If you want to go, go. And he starts up the car, and she gets out, and he takes off. Yeah. So Fade and Corey get to Fade's ship there, and she's walking over towards it, and he says, it's too bad she couldn't find it in her heart to forgive Blackfire. And Corey's like, you know what? Blackfire, cut the shit. I know it's you. And, you know, she finally owns up and goes, when did you find out? And it was about the hair statement at the wedding, that Fade wasn't there. So women know these kind of things. So she tells Fade, she goes, I'm sorry, if you're still in there, fight it. And he does. He comes back for a moment, and he tells her to do it, and she burns him to the ground, basically turns him to ash. And all that's left is Blackfire's hologram. And Blackfire talks to Corey and tells her that, oh, yeah, and by the way, our parents wouldn't approve of any of this, so I killed them. I've got a new family now. And when she said, I have a new family now, I thought for a moment, is she talking about the Dominion? Because the Dominion were the ones that actually helped her take over in the comics, if I remember correctly. But I'm not too sure. It's been decades, so I can't remember. And I thought about it for a second, and I'm like, is DC Universe really gonna pump that kind of money into this show? I don't think so. So she's probably talking about something else altogether there. So Corey tells her that she's coming for her, and Blackfire says, that's great. See ya. Bye. And the hologram disappears, and the ship blows up. And Corey's like, fuck. So she gets in the car to go someplace. We don't know where. Dick ends up going to an airport, and he wants a one-way ticket to the furthest place wherever there's humans, and the person behind the counter suggests Greenland, so he buys a ticket to Greenland. Hank, in the meantime, goes to a bar, which is bad for him, and he doesn't order a drink, but he orders a soda. But then he asks the biker dude next to him, he goes, hey, is there someplace around here that someone can get some real shit? And because of course the biker guy should know, right? And then we see Gar curled up in the costume room. He's in one of the alcoves listening about the attack that Connor had done on the cops on the news. It's on the news, of course. And he calls up Dick. And we see Dick's phone ringing in his bag as he's standing there at the airport. And Dick drops the ticket to Greenland. And Gar leaves Dick a message. And then we see Dick walking through the airport kind of sullenly. And he drops his bag and keeps walking. Then he punches a cop, grabs another cop, but leaves it so the cop can radio in for help, and takes the cop's gun and throws it away, and then gets arrested. And that's where we leave off on the episode. Like I said, shitty episode because everyone's apart again. And I'm just kind of tired of this, to tell you the truth. It really, we're on episode 9 at this point. and we haven't really moved beyond where we were in episode 2, almost episode 3. And other than finding out, I mean, quite honestly, this Deathstroke thing with Jericho and everything should have been 2 episodes. Um, and then we could have had the whole, I mean, quite honestly, you could have done this whole thing in 4 episodes and, set up the problem, the 2 episodes with Deathstroke, resolution, 4th episode. Get it done. That's all you need to do. But no, we're now 7 episodes in, 8 episodes in, excuse me, on this portion of it. And I'm kind of tired of it, to tell you the truth. I'm starting to feel like we're back in a CW show, and that should not be for a pay service. Quite honestly, that's not what they should be doing in this. Um, they have a good cast. They have a great lineup of characters that they just need to use and use well. I was happy with Connor. Quite honestly, I want Connor to spin off in his own series and do a Superboy series because he's that much more interesting than just the one episode we had of Connor. Yeah. So yeah, okay. So 7 episodes then because we had the whole Connor episode that was by itself. But yeah, we had 7 episodes dealing with Deathstroke. Ugh. Jay Mitra, any thoughts on the promo for the new Mr. Also, when do you think there's going to be a season 5 of Mr. Robot? There's no season 5 of Mr. Robot. Season 4 is the final season. They've already announced that. And I haven't seen the promo for this week's episode coming up. Yeah. So, but I'm not here to discuss Mr. Robot. I'm here to discuss Titans. And yeah, I want to like this show. I really do. And every time I get an episode like Connor, I get an episode like an Atonement, and it fucks things up. And by the way, welcome, Jay. I didn't mean to shut you down on the Mr. Robot thing, but I kind of want to keep it on topic here. But yeah, no season 5, just so you know. Season 4 is the final season, and haven't seen the promo yet for the other one for this week's episode. Yeah. Oh wait, I did see the promo. I saw at the end of the last episode. Is what I saw it at. So, hey, Joker. Yeah, it's just I'm so disappointed with Titans that it's making me angry, quite honestly. And shows should not make you angry for that kind of stuff. Scotch and Coke. Who in the fuck drinks Scotch and Coke, Mr. Roboto? That's disgusting. Ugh. You know, while you're at it, why don't you have some wild turkey and orange juice? Ugh. Yeah. Milk and vodka. Yeah. And we all hope it will end well. Season 4 has been great. Yeah, exactly. Yes, I was a bartender in a former life. So, I haven't seen the promo for next week's episode of Titans. I will eventually here. I just didn't have time to go and hunt for it to find it. And yeah. Um, recent article on Titans how the original members have taken a backseat this season. Yeah, that's the other thing, Joe. That's the other. So Rachel and Gar and Jason, to some extent, have all taken a back seat, and we've gotten the other Titans coming in. Quite honestly, they're still trying to fix season 1 because season 1 was so bad that they're still trying to retcon season 1, quite honestly. And it's almost like they're trying to tell two seasons worth of story in one season. They're trying to tell season 1's story as backstory for season 2, which is happening now, because season 1's backstory of The whole Jericho thing is what's propelling season 2 right now. And that's just really crappy. It's not working out. Yeah. Penn says, really, Dennis, tonight's episode wasn't that bad. Everything since episode 2 has been pretty good. It's not panic yet. If next week sucks, then we can judge better. Um, I know I'm overreacting, Penn. I do. I know logically that I am, but I was sitting there watching it and it was pissing me off as I was watching it. It really was. And when you have a small musical number that happens in the middle of the episode be like one of the best things about the episode, that's kind of shitty. I'm almost finished with Young Justice Outsiders, and I see now Static Shock seasons are on DC. Yeah, Static Shock is on there. I might have to go and revisit Static Shock myself because that was some good stuff. The late great Dwayne McDuffie. Yeah, dude was some. He had some awesome stuff, man. He really did. It's a shame he died. Yeah. It's still not being as bipolar as iZombie was in the final. Yeah, true. I agree with you, Penn. It's not as bad as iZombie was writing wise, but then again, they had given up on iZombie at that point. Rob Thomas was off trying to do his Lost Boys, Lost Girls show, so he was MIA from that whole last season, and it showed badly. I'm just glad that Akiva Goldsman and Jeff Johns are off. Akiva Goldsman's out fucking up the new Picard series on CBS All Access because he's in that writer's room. And Jeff Johns is, I don't know, doing comics or trying to work on DC movies or something like that. All I know is he's not fucking up Titans here. And really, what they need to do is just take the writers that were on Swamp Thing, since they're not doing anything anymore, and throw them on this show and have them work on this show because they had some really good stuff. Not get some guy whose last writing assignment was back in 2016 on something called Life as a Mermaid or something like that. You know, literally, the guy had two TV shows as his writing credits, and this was one of the shows. This episode was one of them, I should say. Oh man, yeah. Off topic, but have you heard anything about the new War of the Worlds? Oh, the BBC one, the one that's set in Victorian. I think I saw something. I want to say I saw some footage of it online, something like that, and it looked really bad. It looked horribly bad, actually. That's why I never bothered covering it because it was just like it was something that. Yeah, it's on YouTube. There we go. So I did see it. I think I tried blocking it out, but I don't think there's enough Jack Daniels in the world that will actually get rid of those brain cells. Um, I will be talking about a lot of stuff tomorrow on Saturday Morning Blast Off. So, Saturday Morning Blast Off is where I take the genre news of the week and any other genre stuff you guys want to talk about and talk about it there. There's a lot of stuff that's happening tomorrow on that show. That's right, SBO. Sunday is Mr. Robot and Watchmen. We'll see how Watchmen goes. I'm going to do all 8 episodes of Watchmen because why not? Or 9 episodes of Watchmen. Yeah, it's 9 episodes. It was something weird because it wasn't 8, which is the normal one, and it wasn't 10, which would be a normal count as well. It was 9. It was just a weird fucking thing that they did. 9 episodes of Watchmen. Yeah. Monday, of course, is going to be the premiere of His Dark Materials, which is also on HBO. I'll be covering that. And Tuesday, of course, will be the last episode for a little while anyway. It's not being canceled. It's just that other stuff is coming up now. of is it worth my time? I don't know what I'm gonna do yet for that one. I'm still ruminating about a few things. So we'll see what that is. Then Wednesday I'm gonna be off. Thursday, I'm gonna be off as well because I'm not doing feelings and hallways anymore. Thank God, because it was just painful. And then we go back to Friday and we come back to Titans again. Yeah. Ah. So if you like what you see here, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, like, share, and subscribe. And if you're still on the fence about joining up, you're going to see at the very end of the video a video pop up here. Basically, what YouTube does, it takes the algorithm of all the shit you've been watching and it pulls one of my videos out of my fast video library and pops it up there that matches kind of closely to what you're watching. I really don't think so. I think they just kind of spin the wheel and pick something and throw it up there for you. Up here is going to be it's going to be the feelings and hallways that got canceled. That one is what I'm going to put up there because that's what it was. Yeah. Caleb Richardson says, I just watched the first episode of Watchmen. Definitely a great start. Some leftist politics, but that in and of itself is not bad. No shoehorning or anything. Definitely defining. Eh, I wasn't. Yeah, I wasn't as optimistic about it as you were, Caleb. You could go back and watch my video on that one. You'll see. I wasn't as optimistic. So. You'll be back for feelings on crossovers. Yeah, I am going to do the crossover event. I think I'm just going to do it all at one. It's going to be split over into 2 different months, is what it's going to be. So part of it's in December, then part of it is in January. So I may do that. I may just cover. I'm not going to do each episode. I'm going to do the week of, and I'll say, okay, on this week it happened here, and then the next one, and this week it ended up here. I think that'll work better in the long run. Because even though it's got a lot of shit packed into that one too, and a lot of people packed into that one, I'm not holding out any hopes on it. It is CW after all. So. It seems Arrow could be the best standalone, right? Yeah, I agree with you, Joe. You know, actually, Black Lightning's not bad if they would just move past this whole Markovian thing. Um, they really need to move past the Odell or Markovian shit because I'm starting to get tired of that. But there's other stuff that's popping up within Black Lightning that is a result of all of this that I'm actually liking, and I want to see how that's going to resolve, and that's actually better. I'm just tired of seeing Bill Duke, which I'm kind of ashamed of saying because I really like Bill Duke. So, and yes, I am looking forward to Legends coming back to Legends of Tomorrow. The Asian character Joe, who talking about in on Arrow. Oh, you mean Katana? Yeah, Katana is back for just an episode. Everyone's coming back this season. It's the final season, so everyone's going to come back. Yeah. Oh, on Black Lightning. Oh, you're talking about Anissa's girlfriend. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. The Golden Compass movie was trash. Hopefully, the show sticks the books more. It's the atheist version of Narnia. I love when The Simpsons actually kind of skewered Narnia about their whole Christian outlook and all that stuff. It was pretty damn funny. I want to say it was a Treehouse of Horror that they did. Oh shit! Did they do a Treehouse of Horror for The Simpsons already? I might have missed that one. I always want to see the new one. I completely forgot about it this year because I'm doing a back to back showing on Sundays now, and I'm doing like 4 hours worth of work in order to get that stuff out. Yeah. Oh man. They did a marathon of them. I missed it. Oh, of the yeah, I'm pretty sure it's on the Fox app because and then of course December or not December, November 12th, Disney Plus will be out there. Did I dress up for Halloween, Joker? No, I did not. Yeah, I did not dress up for Halloween this year. I was not in the mood, but I played a podcaster, is what I played on Halloween. As a matter of fact, it's on tape or on video. On tape. Wow, I'm old. It's on video. If you go and take a look, it's last night's Feelings in Hallways that got canceled on Halloween. Thanks, Pen. I try for authentic realism. I try and make sure that the costume looks correct, period appropriate, and all that kind of stuff. Uh, Deconverted? Did that hurt, Caleb? The deconversion, or does it involve removing any kind of instruments or anything like that? Or I kid, I kid. As they say with everything in life, everything in moderation, and that includes religion. Religion should be yes, tiny, 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 tiny bit, or spirituality, I should say, more than anything else. I That's just my own belief on that. So, but you can believe whatever the hell you want. That's just as long as you don't push it on me, and I won't push it on you. So, with that said, I'm gonna let you guys go for the night. Thank you, everybody who joined me tonight in the chat, and thank you if you made it this far in the video. Yeah, unless you follow the Church of Ezekiel, then all bets are off at that point. It's the end of the world. I did want to go as Ezekiel, but I don't think anyone would have gotten that one. I may do that one day for Comic Con. I don't know. I did see a roach costume on eBay, or not eBay, Amazon, that was like $30. So I could do a roach costume with a sandwich board that the end is nigh. I think that would actually be pretty good. And of course, I would have to show up to the Doom Patrol panel if there was one. Hand out pamphlets to the Church of Ezekiel. Have you accepted the cockroaches as your Lord and Savior? No, she doesn't go to Comic Con. Pen. It's too expensive, and she has other stuff to do. She doesn't want to hang out with a bunch of this geeks. So, yeah, I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you again, everybody who joined me in the chat, and you guys as well out there. Like, share, and subscribe, like I've said. And until tomorrow for Saturday morning blast off, that's where I'll see you then, is tomorrow morning at 10:30. Um until then, don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, you could end up being the next writer for the next episode of Titans. It seems like they're accepting anybody at this point, so why not give it a shot? Obviously, the person who wrote this episode only wrote one episode of TV in their entire life, so you got a pretty good shot of actually getting in there and making it happen. So don't say no to your dreams on that one. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night, and I will see you tomorrow for Saturday morning blast off. Take care.